Hey guys, in this video here, I meant to get this out a little earlier today, but I had some problems and I lost the video, so I thought I would do it again on my own computer here and just sort of show you some different things. So first of all, I have these little videos here that I downloaded from a website called Pexels.com, and what's going on here? Anyway, yeah, I have these videos here that I downloaded from Pexels.com, and you can find the website here. Well, just typing it in this magical thing called Google, Pexels.com, or whatever else you use, you know. And this is a cool site here because it's royalty free. So that means like there's a bunch of videos that some very generous photographers and video makers have put up for us to use, and you can use it into your this stock footage in your projects and things. And it's cool. You know, there's lots of resources here. So for this video here, just as an example, I'm going with like a surf theme, and so I looked up surf, and like an amazing coincidence, a bunch of surf videos come up here. So if you go here to videos, you can find the different kinds of media that you're going for, and and you can just hover over them and stuff, and you can see what they're about, and then download them here. And if you want to give credit to the author, I guess you can, which is cool because it's very generous of people to put up resources for us. I do want to make a point, I guess, while I'm on this here, is just that these are royalty free, and you can use them. Be very, very careful when you're using other people's resources, because first of all, you have to give credit, and then you don't know if it's not royalty free. You can end up owing the author, or you're not allowed to use it here. So okay, so I'm going to assemble my little edit here, and I have this picture here of the beach, and the next thing I wanted was this guy getting ready to surf, and this is the final picture here, the final footage here. Let's drag this guy here into between these two layers here, and let's see where that puts us here. So maybe something around here. If I drag this over here, yeah, there we go. Okay, so he's just contemplating this surf or whatever, and then the next thing you see is this thing. And what you're seeing here is these are just sort of straight cuts here. What I want to do is I want to use another website here, creativedojo.net. There's this really great resource here that has a whole bunch of packs that give you this stuff here. So I have it open here in another thing here, and they give you these little ink blots here that I'm going to show you guys how to make one of these later on in this video here. But basically, this person here has put together a bunch of little pieces of things that you can use here, and it doesn't look. I mean, I think it looks kind of cool, but I mean, it doesn't look like anything like terribly special right here. But this is incredibly useful as a mask in your project. You can reveal things just using this stuff here. So this is an incredibly useful pack because there's just such a big variety of them. This is like one of my favorites here because it goes from complete white to just black, and so you can just transition from a whole scene to another here. Oh, and it goes backwards too, so that's very cool. So we'll be working a little bit with that, and I'm going to show you guys how to make one of these at the end. Anyway, I've already downloaded, brought some of those into my project here, and you just import them in. You can see there's some sound on there. That I don't know why there's sound, but there is. It's no big deal. You can just anything that has sound, you can just uncheck the little sound icon, and you won't hear it. We haven't. I don't think we've dealt with sound yet before, but it's not terribly important here. We can add sound a little bit later. Anyway, so this is my edit, and I want to, instead of just going from a straight cut, I want to reveal this image here, sort of growing from this ink or this smoke here. So what I'm going to do is let's take this ink reversal full, and I'm going to just overlay it over this thing here. Let's align these two together here, so maybe right about here, right? And where you see black, that's where where we're going to see the surfer here. So what I'm going to do is let's go here to this, and I'm going to make this stencil Luma. No, silhouette Luma. Try something here. All right, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to set this to stencil Luma, right? And down here where it says where we have the video that we want to show, I'm going to click this little guy here. There's a sort of a track, what does this say? A track mask here, and track matte, I'm sorry. And I'm going to go here to select the layer above it here. So this says ink reversal full, and I'm going to make a Luma matte. Oh, I'm sorry, other way around. So no, not this one. We want to invert it because, and here, let me explain that here. So if we go back to, let's just open this up here. If you see this, you see how it's I've got a white background and a black ink. So how this works is the white is the stuff that you're going to see. The black is the stuff that's not going to be seen. So we just need to invert it here. So let me just jump back to our film, and all you have to do really down here is just invert this to here, and so now we get this effect here. So you're starting with whoops, you're starting with the C, and we just grow this thing into view here. And then we can do that again with a different one here. And this time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to make something from scratch, or we could just use the one that we have here. But I mean, just to show you guys something new, I think we can sort of figure it out here. Like with this, you know, the same thing here. I would just, if we wanted to reuse this here, I would just put this over here, drag it up here, and again, let's go and make this one stencil Luma. And this one here is a Luma inverted matte. Let's see what that gives us here. Yeah, and so again, you know, it grows here, and you can use different things here. Let's do something else. I'm going to show you guys how to make your own effect here from a composition here. I don't remember if I showed you guys this before, but yeah, but here we are. So I don't know if I showed you guys this before, but I have some different things. I made this little ink blot. Let's see what that's about. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's that. This is the stuff that I downloaded from Creative Dojo, and you have all this stuff here. I want to show you here how I made this thing here. Let's go back to this. Sorry. Here we are. This. Okay, so here I have this interesting stain here that I wanted to work with, and I'm going to extract this. This is actually like a real photo of just paint, and just sort of an interesting mess here that I want to use. So I'm going to take this. I really do want to emphasize this here because like I could create this in different ways. Like you could use this in Photoshop and create it totally digitally using brushes here. But I think sometimes the interesting things, I want you guys to learn how to do this here because you can really find like cool things and like out of natural media and stuff, and then just turn it into reusable assets in your digital media here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this painting here. It's not really a painting. It's just a photograph. I'm going to just take this here and open this up. And I'm going to find a sort of an interesting piece here that I want to work with here. So I like some of this stuff here. And I'm just going to just select a part of it here with the lasso tool or whatever you want. It can be whatever you want. Let's copy this, Control C, and then Control V. I don't need this part anymore, the background. Let's put a new layer in here. So I'm going to put a layer of just plain old white, and I'm going to cover this up with white. With layer 1, I'm going to go over here to image adjustments, and we can dial out the hue and the saturation here. So when you dial out the saturation, it just becomes grayscale, you know, and there's no color in it whatsoever. So we do this. I'll press OK. Rather than lightening and dark, you know, I want it to be as white as the paper here, as the background here. But rather than pulling on this thing here, you know, I'm going to do it a different way because I want to preserve the darkness there of that, you know, the contrast. So I'm going to press OK. Now, two ways to go about like adjusting for contrast is you can use the curves. Curves are great, especially when you have color. So you can go to Image, Adjustments, and Curves, and the shortcut for that is Control M or Command M if you're on a Mac, and you can fiddle around with this. It works better when you have like color and stuff. So it gets really interesting for things like textures and things like that if you want to do that. After Effects has this too. With Photoshop, another thing that I really like here is using the levels. So again, image, adjustments, everything you need to know about adjustments is right here. Levels is Control or Command L. You do this, you have sort of a maximum dark, a maximum white, and the sort of the bias in between. And by tightening this, the sort of the spacing between them here, you can fine tune like exactly how you want this this thing to look. So like right here, I've just basically sort of squeezed all the I don't know, sort of the grays out of it, and I'm just getting sort of a more intense dark and white. And I think with the rest of this, I don't care too much about this, but I'm going to just do away with this with, say, the soft round brush here, and just, you know, erase out some of the parts that I don't want. I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and crop this down, and we can just save that out as a piece. So I'm going to save it out as Inkblot. You can just go ahead and save it out, and I've got that in here. So all right, let's make a new composition here. Well, better yet, let's go in here, import, file, and Inkblot. So I just drag that in. Let's go to Inkblot, drag that in. It should come in there. This one is coming in as foot. I don't care. I'll just bring it in as footage. Merge layers. I totally don't care because I just want the black and white from it here. And I've got this thing here. Oh, did it create a composition for me? I guess it did. Yeah, I totally don't care. Right. Okay. Sure, let's just take this. You know what? Here, I'm sorry. Let me just re-import that again. I don't want that as one more composition. This is unnecessary. My thing here, the reason why I was getting the composition is I have this this little checkbox turned on. Usually, a lot of times I want that when I'm creating different things. I'm going to keep this one off, so I just bring in the straight just Photoshop file, bring it in as footage, and it's just going to come in that way. It's just one layer, and I can bring, yeah, this is perfect. Okay, so let me make a new composition. I'm going to make this one probably pretty big. I'm going to make a new composition, and let's call this new ink, ink growing, right? Let's see what size we have. Composition settings. Oh, that's tiny. So I'm going to make this 3200 by 3200. And let's start with this. You know what? If we check out, this is black, but if I check this this box on here, it's transparent. The truth is, that's not something I really need here. But what I think I want to do, just to have this solid, is you can, you know, I don't want any background on, any transparency on it at all. I'm going to create what you call a solid here. So in my layers, I'm going to right click, go to new, and you can create a new solid. And what a solid is just a color. You know, it's just a color that usually has the size of the composition. You know, that's what this does here. I press OK, and it creates just a layer of color. You know, if you drag that around here, that's pretty much what that happens. But the thing is this color is now covering up the background, so I don't get any more transparency. And with that, because it's white, I'm going to find my my ink blot that I made and just bring it in here. Let's put it on top of the white solid, and there you go. All right, great. Now with this is my base here, okay? So I think what I want to do with this is let's think about the way we want to animate that here, and let's see the size of the composition. I'm going to make a little animation with this. My size of the composition that I have, what is this? I want this to be playing at 29.996 or whatever. Let's just do this here. 29.97. There we go. That's the frame rate that I want to use. Okay, I want this to last a little longer because I only have 2 seconds here. Let's give that about, I don't know, 20 seconds maybe. Press OK, just so it lasts longer. And that gives us something to work with here. So first of all, I'm going to stretch these two things out here. This should go all the way to the end. Actually, both of them should. And yeah, I'm going to animate the transparency on this. Let's see. Also, I might as well just set this to multiply, because the idea of a multiply here is black is it gets shown, white is invisible. So the more white something is, the more transparent it is, and it gets sort of like it stacks on top of each other, and it becomes darker and darker as you have more black. So this is ideal for what I'm trying to do here. So for example, if I copy this, right, you can see, you know, this is sort of stacking, and this is kind of the effect I want. I'm going to just to make my workflow a little bit more efficient here, I'm going to let's start with 2 of these here. I'm going to make one, just grab that guy over there, and let's focus on this one here for now. And I'm going to open up transform, and I'm simply going to take this, and about 1 second, maybe not even 1 second, maybe over there, I'm going to just hit the a keyframe on the opacity. Let's drag this all the way back here, and I'm going to hit. I'm going to bring this down to 0, so it's invisible, and I can right click. I'm sorry, not right click. I just click the little diamond there, and whoops, that's what's going on here. So let's bring that back down to 0 here. There we go. All right, so this is, you know, that's just the effect that I want here. This is perfect. With this other one here, I'm going to do something just a little bit different, just to get some variety. And the truth is, like, the more different strokes or pieces that you have for this, the better it's going to look, because it's going to look more random. I'm going to do some tricks here to make this look random as well. But in here, I think I'm just going to take this this pen tool, and let's create a mask on this thing here. You know, just to get it to be a little different here from the other thing. I'm going to cut that out here, and so that crops out some of that, and I'm just going to use that trick with the feather here. So if I open up the mask, we can go to mask feather, and you see as I do this, it feathers to the inside and outside of the thing here, and I want to make this sort of go to the inside, so I'm going to reverse the direction. And maybe we can edit some of this mask here. Something like that. That's what the mask sheet would give you here. So let's just close this up. I think this is good for now. If I close this up, you're going to start seeing it sort of stack over the other one here. I can get this different effect. And maybe if I just rotate this around a couple different places here, it already looks a little bit different. You know, that's the key. You know, you're trying to get some variety in this. So I'm going to just work with this here, like so, and yeah, okay, so in here, I'm just going to vary this up a little bit. Oh. Oh, I guess I didn't do this one here, so I can just maybe set this to opacity of 100% here and then 0 in here. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, so I have the mask expansion. Okay. Yeah, that works too. And we can just keep going with this here, you know? So here's a trick. Once I have something something kind of cool here, let's go back to this first one. I like this first one here. I'm going to just bring that up here a ways. We can flip this around a way. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. That's cool. Right here. And then I'm just going to offset the timing here, and this one here, like so. Excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Here we are. I'm just getting a little disorganized here with the stuff on my layers. And let's see what that gives me. Okay, perfect. That's what I want. And maybe it just affect the timing here a little bit, just so it's a little more random here. What you could even do here, just to make it even more random here, is maybe you could play around with the scale here as well. So just taking advantage of the keys that I have here. Let's have that full size, and then over here, let's jump back to this first frame, and I'm just going to pinch this down just a little bit here. And I guess while we're at it, maybe we can do a position keyframe. Let's see what that gives me here. Something like that. I don't know. That doesn't look so great, but I can just take that out. So let's just keep this here like that. And that's enough for me. With this gives me a little system here. I'm sorry I have taken so much time here, and I would encourage you guys to actually take the time and just explore that stuff. You know, explore it. But the thing is here, I'm taking my time to do something like an initial little template that looks kind of cool. And then with that, I'm going to right click on this, and we can pre-compose that selection into ink thing 01. I could pick better names, I know, but yeah, so I'm going to reuse this here. And what's cool about this is this has all the multiply things on it. I can duplicate that here, and now I've got this. This is the thing, you know, if I've done all that work here to get that one thing going, with this new one here, what I can do is I can keep reusing that here now as a different thing. And maybe if I just rotate that one around here, there we go. So this is what we want here. So I just want to stack them up on top of each other, you see, and it looks like it's, you know, it's stacking more and more stuff on. It doesn't have to be the same color, but it's just the variety of these things is going to make the thing sort of interesting here. Variety in like placement and also timing here. So I'm just going to give this a little bit more. And actually, let me pause the video here, and I'm just going to do more of this and just cover it all up in this stuff, just so it fills the whole screen, and then we can continue. But I'll go ahead and do this in my own, just to not spend time here. All right, so here's what I got here so far, which kind of is a whole bunch of things. So I did one by one. I started out slow with one little thing of those, and I made sort of a simple composition. And then I started, just as I worked, and got more of that stuff going, I made those compositions like their own, and just sort of it's it's animation contained within animation here. And eventually, I'm just sort of flooding that scene there with that, and then just at this point, it looks pretty complete. So what I ended up doing here, just to cut some corners, is I put a black solid on top of the other layers. And I'm just simply just using a little trick here with the opacity here, and just to fade it to black here. So I mean, for all purposes, it kind of looks like it's just faded to black here, and but it looks like it did it with ink. So let's go back here now to actually where we're going to use this. Let's see, ink growth stage 2. I don't have the clearest names on that, but I'm going to just go with that. Yes, this thing. Right, okay, so here we have this, and I'm going to, what did we do here? Okay, so that's the first one here, and with the second one, this is more custom, our custom mask, and I'm going to take my ink growth stage 2. Sounds like some disease or something. All right, there we go. So like something like this. What do we got here? This is really big. Okay, so this is really big. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what we're looking at. And with this, yeah, that's still pretty big. I'm going to just pinch this down a little bit here. It's really, really big. I'm going to line this here to here. So we should start. Yeah, you know what? Even in here, I think I have a little mistake in here, where yeah, where I started with something here that was supposed to be white. So maybe in here, let's just jump back in here. Let's see what we got here. So, oh, I see. Okay, so this guy, the very beginning, what is this about? I bet I could fix that. See, here's the thing about compositions. I just noticed a sort of a little mistake. I can jump into that composition and then just correct that mistake here. So here, like that thing is just not visible. It shouldn't be visible yet. So I'm going to key 100% transparency here, roll it back a little ways here, and then just do that. I thought I could. I can. Yeah, I can. Let's do this. So I'm going to just bring that back here. And I guess I'm going to get around this here. Instead of using a black background here, I'm actually going to put a new solid here. So let's go here to solid. I'm going to put a white solid in the background so it covers that up. And I don't really care about, transparency or any of that stuff here, because this stuff is way, way, way in the back, like so. Perfect. Okay, so I start from good. I start from white and I go to black. And let's see what we got here with this. So this is exactly what I want, and it's going to just grow. This is getting really, really heavy here because of all the little pieces that are inside of it here, so it takes a little while to render. And so with something like this, I'm going to do the same thing here. You can take this thing, and I'm going to set, this is my mask, my custom made mask. I could set this to stencil Luma, and there you see it's gradually sort of revealing that thing. It's just taking a little while to render, but oh right, do I need to invert that? I guess I do. Luma inverted mask. and and it gradually reveals that footage there. So yeah, that's basically a sort of a little thing there of how to build all those masks. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and please let me know if you have any questions.